The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. People wonders if President Biden breached royal protocol by putting his hand on King Charles' back. King Charles welcomed United States President Joe Biden to Windsor Castle this week. People recaps that when Biden's car arrived at Windsor Castle, King Charles greeted him with a handshake. They then made their way up a few stairs to a platform to watch a band play both countries' national anthems and inspect the Welsh Guards. But there was some speculation that Biden broke royal protocol by casually putting his hand on King Charles during their exchange. However, a Buckingham Palace source confirms King Charles was entirely comfortable with the gesture, adding, "What a wonderful symbol of warmth and affection it was between both the individuals and their nations." The source adds that, despite some claims to the contrary, it was in keeping with the correct protocol that the president walked in front of the king during the inspection of the Guard of Honor. Another moment that caught the eyes of royal watchers came when at one point the president stopped to chat with one of the guards. The king appeared to step in to move the president along, who seemed to want to continue the conversation. The Mirror reports after the welcome ceremony, the pair took tea in the castle's oak room, His Majesty's personal sitting room overlooking the castle's famous quadrangle. The meeting lasted around 20 minutes with just a handful of advisors from each side present, and went on longer than planned as the two men were getting on so well. Afterwards, the king invited his guest to view a display of items from the royal collection in the White House drawing room related to the royal family's relationship with previous presidents of the United States, including President Roosevelt, President Kennedy, and President Eisenhower. The display included a letter from Queen Elizabeth II to President Eisenhower following his visit to Balmoral Castle in 1959. Written in January 1960, included a recipe for the drop scones the president had so admired during his visit to her private Scottish home the previous year. The letter was chosen as this visit also marked the first time a young Prince Charles, then aged 10, had met a serving US president. Body language expert Judy James thinks there was one point where the king seemed rather discombobulated. She told the Mirror, as Charles tried to do that regal thing of gently and subtly steering his guest to avoid the kind of choreographic catastrophe that happened when Trump stepped in front of the late Queen during his visit, forcing her to peer and dodge around him to play catch-up on the parade ground, he quickly found Biden had other plans, leading to two moments when each man was trying to usher the other up onto or off the dais. When Charles placed a hand behind Biden's back to steer him gently, Biden treated it like an old pal's gesture and placed his own arm above the king's. Biden's hugely tactile display towards Charles involved at least 4 PDAs, suggesting Zara has some catching up to do in being the person who uses the most tactile behavior on her uncle in public. Biden's hand gripped Charles' upper arm during their handshake, and his other hand was placed on Charles' back when they walked up towards the dais. The hand of friendship returned to Charles' back after the review of the troops, and in the end the gesture looked mutual, with both men laughing together with wreathed, face-crinkling smiles and both touching the other on the back. Charles had looked rather discombobulated when the pair had their first co-ushering confusion. A pocket pat self-comfort ritual suggested he might be struggling, but by the end he was pointing and chuckling, having succumbed to Biden's two gentlemen of a certain age charm routine and become a bit more tactile than usual himself. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Hey, I'd like to introduce you to a new Palace Intrigue sponsor, Rocket Money. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and lowers your bills all in one place. Do you know exactly how much you're paying every month on subscriptions? I had health apps, music apps, TV apps where I paid for one show. Everyone does that, right? All these apps I'd paid to try and forgotten about only to be billed again every month. The average person can save up to $720 a year, and it's easy to use. Just download the app, connect your bank account and cards, and Rocket Money does the rest for you. You can see all your subscriptions and transactions on one screen. Plus, Rocket Money can help you budget and optimize your spending with their smart money tools. So do what I did and say goodbye to unwanted subscriptions and stop throwing your money away by going to rocketmoney.com/palace. That's rocketmoney.com/palace. rocketmoney.com/palace. Hey, I want to introduce you to a new sponsor, and you know we love our sponsors here at Palace Intrigue. Let me tell you about AG1, a daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports your whole body health. And stay with me on how you can get a really sweet deal just for Palace listeners. I gave AG1 a try because it's one easy-to-mix drink I have every morning, and it's packed with 75 vitamins, probiotics, and whole food-sourced nutrients. I was tired of taking all the pills and supplements, and with AG1, it's all there in one easy drink. Makes me feel like I have more energy, better gut health. It's even healthier for skin and hair, and it tastes great. Plus, AG1 is delivered every month, so it's easy to make it a daily habit. With their travel packs, you never miss a day. Just mix it with ice-cold water and you're set. It's that simple. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. It's a pretty sweet deal. Just go to drinkag1.com/palace. That's drinkag1.com/palace. With AG1, taking good care of my health is that simple. Check it out, drinkag1.com/palace. Prince William visited the Duchy of Cornwall's nursery to open a new restaurant called the Orangery. The restaurant is part of a 9-month extension project to create sustainable visitor spaces at the nursery. The restaurant serves seasonal cuisine inspired by local farms in the Cornish coastline, with herbs from the nursery's kitchen garden. It is committed to using as much produce from the facility itself as possible and only putting out food grown in the local area. Prince William was impressed by the restaurant's sustainability practices and said that it was a great example of how we can all do our bit to help the environment. He also praised the nursery's work in promoting sustainable agriculture and said that it was an inspiration to all of us. The Orangery is a welcome addition to the Duchy of Cornwall's nursery and is sure to be a popular destination for visitors to Cornwall. It is a great example of how businesses can operate sustainably and still provide excellent food and service. Harry and Meghan's run of bad press continued as they did not pick up any Emmy nominations for their Netflix documentary. But the news isn't all bad, as the docuseries Harry and Meghan has been nominated for a Hollywood Critics Association Award in the Best Streaming Nonfiction category. The series, which was released on Netflix in December 2020, gave viewers an inside look at the lives of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after they stepped back from their royal duties. The documentary was directed by Liz Garbus and produced by Meghan's production company, Archwell Productions. It was praised by critics for its honest portrayal of the couple's decision to leave the royal family. The Hollywood Critics Association Awards are a relatively new awards show, but they have quickly become one of the most prestigious awards in the industry. The winners will be announced on January 12th, 2023. And there you have it. Stay up to date on every breaking royal family story by following Palace Intrigue. You can also follow the show on YouTube. Just search out Palace Intrigue and then hit that subscribe button. Even if you don't actually listen to the show there, it will help us grow. And of course, you can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows. And if you like a different type of celebrity gossip, check out The Messi Effect, a new podcast dealing with Lionel Messi, the international football star's move to America. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times. Hi, I'm Mark Francis and host of a new podcast, The Messi Effect. Join us as we take you into the exciting new world of Argentine soccer phenomenon, Lionel Messi, and his new life at Inter Miami. Will bring you into the glitz, the glamour, the star-studded events, along with the exciting journey to a new world of U.S. soccer and international football with news and stories 3 times a week. Come along for the ride as Messi, Miami, and Major League Soccer experience the journey of a lifetime. Get The Messi Effect wherever you get your podcasts.